It's always sunny in Coon Rapids, but don't get caught in a rundown. Celebrate the long balls with us as we pound killer highlights your way. It's in the hole. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sportsnight. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro. And as short as our show was last week, that's how long it is this week.
A very, very full show this week, and a lot of stuff to talk about, so we're going to get right to it. We're just past the midway point of the baseball season, and it's been a rough start for the Cardinals. Last week, a big test from a local rival as they traveled to Andover on Tuesday night. Huskies hosting a night game for the first time in their history, and they were coming in hot at 7-2 on the season. Brett Buettner got the start for Andover, and he was pretty much masterful. He allowed just 3 base runners in 5 innings, and he racked up 11 strikeouts. Braden Grisey able to match him early on, stranding Husky runners in scoring position in each of the first 2 innings. But the Huskies blow it open in the 3rd inning. They score 7 runs on 4 hits. The big blow, this bases-clearing double by Buettner. 6 of the 7 runs came with 2-out way. We move to the bottom of the 4th. It goes single, double, walk, and then former Cardinal Danny Scheller unloads on an 0-1 fastball, drives it to the gap, a 3-run triple, his 3rd triple of the season, makes it 10-0, and that was the final. This one's over quickly, just 4.5 innings for the home team in their first night game, and we never got to really see the lights in full effect at Andover Station.
We didn't. It went so quickly, but yeah, I was impressed with that Andover team. I mean, last I looked, they were at 10 and sitting at 10-2. They're pretty good, though. They're formidable, and I think they're in the top 10 in the Metro rankings.
They definitely brought everything, and again, Buettner just kept Coon Rapids off balance the whole night. Allowed just 3 base runners in 5 innings. Cardinals came close to getting their first win of the year against Washburn, and it would have made this announcer so happy to see the Millers fall. Instead, Washburn tied the game in the bottom of the 7th and won it in the 8th. Again, just a handful of hits for the Cardinals. Karen, Petru, and Sharp, the only ones to have base wraps for the visiting Cardinals, and they fall to 0-9. In the 8th inning affair. And then on Saturday, they hosted Rochester Mayo, and again, just a couple of hits for the home team, and they lose 6-2, able to push a couple of runs across. And each of those games, despite only having 3 or 4 hits at the plate, they were able to get a couple of runs, but not enough, and that's asking a lot for a pitching staff if you're only going to get them a couple of hits and maybe a couple of runs per game.
No question. Well, the Cardinals hosted another non-conference opponent on Monday as the Buffalo Bison came to Sunstrom Field. The Bison were coming off back-to-back lopsided losses to 6th-ranked St. Michael, Albertville, and 7th-ranked Wayzata. So they're battle-tested and coming in hungry to get back to 500. Bison starts the stampede right away in the first 2 out. A runner at second, Theodore Salas with a single to left. Brian Petru overruns the ball. That allows the runner to score without a play, and Buffalo is on the board. They double their lead in the second. Aiden Martinet rips it right down the left field line. Dolan Brisk scores, and it's 2-0 in favor of the Bison. The Cardinals they're going to try and answer. In the bottom of the 3rd, Jacob Calfoot with their 3rd straight 2-out hit. Mossy sends Karen to the plate. He's going to slide through the tag. The catcher's going to lose his mitt, but he holds on to the ball. That ends the inning, still 2-0. But Buffalo blows up in the 4th. A couple of runs already across with Dolan Brisk unloads on the 1-0 pitch. His grand slam capped a 6-run inning. They add 3 more in the 5th, and the Cardinals are done early. 11-0 was the final.
Yeah, something that has happened far too often for this team is games ending before they reach a 7th inning. Still time to get a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence before they get to the postseason. They are playing against Rogers on Wednesday, and Rogers is today at home at Spring Lake Park on Thursday. Today is Tuesday.
Correct.
Softball team also started out against Andover, and that one also did not go well for the Cardinals. They are blanked 15-0. Sophia Baux single, the only hit of the day for Coon Rapids. They fall to 0-9. But they were able to get on the winning track with a win on Thursday over North Branch. A shootout. They win 13-11 over the Vikings. Pacey Olson, 4 for 4, 2 doubles, a triple, and she scored 3 times. Callie Powell had a couple of RBIs, a couple of runs scored on 3 hits. Annalie Anderson also 2 for 4 with a double, a walk, a couple of RBIs, 3 runs scored. Everybody getting in on the act, especially the top of the order for the Cardinals. They were hoping they could carry some momentum from that win into their youth night festivities at Aspen Park on Friday night. They could breathe a little easier with the monkey off their backs, and they had an opponent coming in that has really struggled. The Fridley Heights Frights had lost 6 in a row since winning their first 2 of the season. Annalie Anderson had a really strong start for the Cardinals, not allowing a hit for the first 3 innings. She gets some run support early. Bottom of the second, Sophia Bauk with a line drive to left center. Double that plates the first run of the game. 2 batters later, it's Kendall Karen with a drive to deep center field. She was 3 for 3 in the game. This is the Cardinals' 3rd double of that second inning. They had 4 hits in the frame. Callie Powell pokes this one through the right side of the infield. That'll allow Karen to score from second. Cards up 3-0 at that point. Frights finally break through in the 4th. Dreshana Adams with a 2-out single back through the box. 2-run score, and that cuts the lead in half. But a resounding answer in the home half. Sophomore captain Pacey Olson pounds this one deep and gone over the right field fence. It's a 3-run shot. First home run of the season for the Cardinals. That made it 7-2. They scored in every inning except the first, and they win this one by a 9-2 final.
Yeah, nice win for them. Obviously, nice to see Pacey hit that long ball. That was fun. Obviously, I wasn't there. You were. Got a
I
chance
wish
to
I had
sit.
a better call on it because I thought it bounced just shy of the fence, and what it did was bounce just shy of the fence for the field behind right
It
field.
kind of looked like that, so I'll back you up on that.
Well, my eyes are a little bit old. I have a tough time sometimes.
Zoom it in.
Unfortunately, they couldn't keep the win streak going. On Monday, they fall to St. Francis, a 4-3 score. Pacey Olson, again, a multiple hit game, went 2 for 3, drove in 1, scored 2. Layla Meyer also had an RBI. Annalie Anderson threw well, but still came away with the loss, giving up the 4 runs on 7 hits, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. And they also will take on, or are taking on, Rogers right now as we sit here on the set on Tuesday afternoon. They will be at Spring Lake Park on Thursday, and they will host Mounds View on Friday. 3 straight Friday games for the softball squad. Volleyball team only had the 1 game, or no, we're moving to tennis. Sorry.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Tennis, I'm way ahead. I still haven't figured out volleyball's a new spring sport.
Yeah, it is.
So
Put it in there.
Sometimes I put it in after softball before tennis. Sometimes it's after tennis. This time it's after tennis. So let's talk about the tennis team. They have been busy. 2nd week in a row with just a lot of action for the Cardinals. It started with a trip to Centennial. On Wednesday, they lost to the Cougars 6-1 score. Cooper held the lone victory for the Cardinals at first singles, and he did it decisively, 6-1, 6-love. Hirsamaki and Lundberg at first doubles, and Demmer and Ryland at second doubles, both going to a 3rd set before finally losing to the Cougars. Yang and 3rd singles and the 3rd doubles team of Tumby and Falk putting up a good fight, but still losing in straight sets. Then it was a tri-meet that was supposed to be on Monday, but it was pushed back until Thursday. Wednesday. Wednesday was the 30th, so pushed back to Wednesday. It was supposed to be on Monday. They get a pair of wins, 4-3 in both of them. First against Waconia, and check this out. It's the same 4 positions that get the win, both against Waconia, and then later against Delano, also by 4-3 score. The freshman, Oliver Leet, you see he finished in a 3rd set, winning 10-3 at 3rd singles. He had the win at 4th singles in the Waconia match. He was the deciding point both times. Last one on the court, tied all 3-3. He came away with wins for the team.
Clutch.
So that is huge. And we always talk about how crucial it is to win those 4-3 games. Non-conference as they were, still important to get those wins.
Nice to be on that four side of the 4-3.
Absolutely.
Well, Cardinals were back at it on Thursday, traveling to Armstrong for their 4th match in 3 days. And obviously a matchup with the Falcons means a little more there because as their conference opponent. Cardinals feeling pretty good after Wednesday's double win, but they knew this could be a much tougher challenge. Cooper Held continues to prove himself against the best players other teams have to offer, and he was in a battle on Thursday. But weather moved in, and they weren't able to finish at first singles. Unfortunately, Mother Nature took over. Kieran McCarthy in the near court for the Cards at second singles. He's able to wait out this point, but he comes up short, losing 0-6, 0-6. Peyton Yang taking on Armstrong Tristan N. At third singles, another patient and measured match from the baseline. N gets under the drop shot, leaves it short. Still, he beats Yang 2-6, 1-6. Freshman Oliver Leet with another really strong outing against Armstrong, especially in the second set, but he falls by a 1-6, 4-6 score. We're going to move on to doubles. Nikolai Hirsomaki paired with Howie Lundberg at first doubles. Good return for the point, but not enough of those, unfortunately, as they lose 0-6, 3-6. Second doubles, co-captains Lachlan Demmer and Nick Ryland on the far side. Demmer with a great play at the net for the point. Unfortunately, they wouldn't finish before the weather either came in, and they weren't able to finish that one. We're going to finally move to third doubles. Tito Tumby on the serve, coming up here.
Oh, you're past it.
Oh, I did pass it, didn't I? Nonetheless, unfortunately, they lost 5-0.
Yeah, Brody Freistad had more strong net play on the point, and they end up losing by a 5-0 score.
Did you write too much for me?
Maybe, possibly. And you added some stuff there in the middle, but yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good. Unfortunately, we had, they played 4 in 3 days, then got a day off, then played 3 on Saturday, got a day off, and then played again on Monday. On Saturday, they hosted a tournament, saw Osseo beat them 6-1, lost to Becker by a 6-1 score, and then also lost to Hopkins by a 6-1 score. Their overall record 7-13. Cooper Held was 2-0 in first singles play. He also played at first doubles along with Nikolai Hirsomaki, and they did win that one. Nikolai, I'm not sure if he was teamed up with Howie Lundberg.
Yeah,
we're a fan. We're fans of Howie.
Big fan.
But I'm not sure if he was paired up with him or not for those other two. Either way, he was 2-1 on the day. On Monday, they took on Andover and they lost to the Huskies by a 5-2 score. But again, Cooper Held holding serve to be certain at first singles. 6-love. He's the winner there. Tumby and McCarthy at third doubles, the other victory for the Cardinals. They won 6-4, 6-3. Austin Hacker was in the lineup, but did not have a completed score, which concerns me. I did not get a chance to follow up with Coach Story.
He's okay.
We know that he had been dealing with a lower body injury. He was trying to make a comeback. Hopefully, he is not re-injured or aggravated that injury. We'll know more soon. They were playing again today. They're at Maple Grove on Thursday. Or on Tuesday today, and Maple Grove, one of the top teams in the state. That one's most likely going to go in the Crimson's favor. And then the Northwest Suburban Conference crossover is on Wednesday this week, and I did not get an update on who that would be.
Now you can talk volleyball.
Okay. So volleyball team supposed to have a match with Andover on Monday. That was postponed. So their only action last week was on Wednesday against Centennial. Cougars were just 1-11 coming in with their only win in a tournament more than 3 weeks earlier. So the Cardinals felt pretty good about their chances to win number 3 in a row. Cardinals put a stamp on the match right from the very start. Beautiful setup for Griffin Garbo on the left side. He hammers it to the floor. Start of another big night for number 4. Home team in control in the first set. Centennial trying to battle back, but defense is in place. And this one is going to be in the net anyway. Cardinals on their way to a 25-13 win. Falcons make a match of it in the second. Garbo, another strong attack. He had a team-high 20 kills, but that was tied at 8. Cardinals on the serve late in the second set. Textbook receiver in turn for Centennial. The kill right into the feet of the defender. Cougars evened it up with a 25-20 win. Cardinals took over after that. A very quick turn on this serve receive. Julian Vang gets the kill. Cards back in front with a 25-13 win in the third. They finish it in the fourth. They go back to Garbo, and no question on that one. Cardinals finish it with a 25-18 win in the fourth set.
Yeah, nice win for them, and obviously, they're playing pretty well.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Inaugural season.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun to watch them.
And it will be exciting to see what kind of noise they're able to make come playoff time, which for everyone is just a couple of weeks away. They are hosting Hopkins tonight, Tuesday night. They're at Armstrong on Wednesday, and they will host St. Michael Academy, or St. Michael Albertville.
Next to the Academy.
That's correct.
Oh, the track and field True Team tournament is taking place as we sit here Tuesday afternoon. The boys have a really good chance of earning a trip to state. Last week, they went up against the top team in 7 AAA at Blaine Invitational. The Bengals are the favorites in this section for both boys and girls teams. The Lady Cardinals are likely to make a lot of noise at True Team, but they have some individuals who have been impressive all season long. Tuesday's race in Blaine was one of 2 tournaments for the teams last week. We start with the girls of 4x800. Emerine Quinones leading off with the best relay of the day. Tessa Del Frat hands off to Kendall Martinick at the midway point, and it's Ruby Demmer finishing all alone in second place. Cards are also third in the 4x1 and 4x2. No surprise to see Shayna Horton putting up great numbers in the jumps. Her flight of 32 feet, 5.5 inches, good enough for 6th place in the triple jump. Madeline Wilbur running the 300-meter hurdles. She's got another 6th place finish in a time of 53.59. As a team, Cards finished 5th, just 3 points behind Totino Grace. On the boys' side, the Cardinals finished well behind the Bengals as a team, but they set a number of events. Lance Hill running away from the pack in the 100, getting a win in a season-best 11.32 seconds. Quite a few blue ribbons for the Cardinals to celebrate. How about Makai Martin finishing the 400 with a new PR at 49.17 seconds. Handshakes, fist bumps all around. Nice job by him. Success is always best celebrated together. 300-meter hurdles, Loic Deutza and Carnell Robinson can't quite keep pace, but they have a strong 2-3 finish, and they'll be contenders to go to state. Devian Aluka continues to soar. He won the long jump at Blaine, comes in second in the high jump, clearing the bar at 6'2" easy. And then Boa Duga finished third in both events. Cards finished second in the 4x1 and 4x2, but in the 4x4, the team of Kayvon Deloche, Tyler Vossen, Cyril Lafaka, and Makai Martin are downright dominant. Their time of 3:29.43, more than 3 seconds ahead of second place as a team, and the Cards finished second of 5.
Yeah, and they were a ways out of first place behind the
Bengals.
Bengals. The Bengals put up, I think, like a 120. They're very good.
Be.
But when you look at it, True Team today, they are the favorites, and it's unlikely the Cardinals will supplant them at True Team. However, 2 teams make it from True Team. So if they can come in as runners-up in today's event, Cardinals could qualify for state tournament as a team, and that would be very cool. Just some other highlights from that one, as you talked about, a lot of first-place finishes. We saw Hill in the 100 and Makai Martin in the 400. Aluka also was first place in the high jump, or in the long jump. Sorry, Joitza was second place in the 300 hurdles. Robinson was third place in the 300 hurdles. We saw that. Those two were also in the top 5 of the 100-meter hurdles. Those guys will be interesting to watch. And Davion, we have not seen him reach the 6.6 he got in the opener. I expect to see him really open up his heights by section time, which is just a couple of weeks away. Duga there, a couple of nice finishes as well. Third in the high, second in the triple jump, with Aluka right behind him in third place in the triple jump. On the girls' side, you mentioned it, their relays did well. A couple of second place, or 1 second place finish, couple of third place finishes. Ruby Demmer was a runner-up in the 2-mile run. Uday was third place in the 200-meter dash and 5th place in the 100-meter dash. Boyce was 5th in the shot put. Wilbur, we saw 6th place in the 300-meter hurdles. Shania Horton, we saw in the triple jump as well. And Ryland finished in 9th place in the 1,600-meter run. And we certainly hope to have some great news to give you about True Team when we come back next week. And then on Friday, they hosted an event, and the boys ran away with this event, and there's just a bunch of first place finishes. I think they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 first place finishes out of are there 14 events, I think? I'd have to go count them, but maybe it's 16. Either way, about half of them, the Cardinals are first place. And in those that they don't finish first, they've got runners up all around. And in this one, I'm not remembering which one it was, but there were a couple where they were like 1, 2, and even 1, 2, 3 in some events. So ran away with another first place finish. The boys have racked those up in tournaments. As a matter of fact, the Bengal invite, first time they haven't won a tournament, I think, this year. Girls were 4th place out of the 5 teams with a 73. Again, strong finishes in their relays. Amari Royal, she's one that we've heard and talked about all season long. She'll be one to make some noise. Good finishes for her in both the 200-meter dash, where she finished 2nd, and the 100-meter, where she finished 4th. Boyce had a nice shot put, finishing 2nd place. Bronze medal for Ruby Demmer in the 2-mile on that one. Solange Barkin was 3rd place in the long jump. Uday, 5th place in the 100-meter dash, right behind Royal. Those two both kind of pushing each other. We'll see if they're able to push themselves even a little bit faster to get to the next level come section time. It's a lot of running.
It is.
I got to get flipped over. Bear with me here.
Get to the course.
Okay, so they've got True Team today. Champlin Park Tri-Meet is next week on Tuesday. Boys golf team, the Bengal Invitational, the only event for them last week. This is a 2-day event, and it's scored as such. 36 holes for everybody. Best finish was Noah Law. He had the best round for the Cardinals both days, finished with a 160. Oscar Berg had a 170. And you can see right across the board pretty much everybody's day 2 totals a little bit higher. Zach Bushy bucks that trend, going from an 87 to an 84. And Andrew Clark, a really off day on Friday with a 99, came back with an 88 on Saturday, but finished, I'm sure, much higher than he would have liked with a 187. As a team, the Cardinals finished in 10th. I think there were like 13 teams in that tournament. They have a couple of Northwest Suburban Conference tournaments coming up. They're at the Refuge today, and they are at Tuesday, that is, at Rush Creek on Thursday.
Okay.
Well, the girls golf team started its season by going 3-0 in conference play. We're having some prompter issues. But a little tougher task came to town this last week. On Tuesday, the Cardinals welcomed 2-time defending champion Maple Grove to the gem of Coon Rapids. They knew they were an extreme long shot to topple the Crimson, but they were not intimidated and they were committed to playing their game. Coach Chad Keeney getting the girls ready to hit the links on a beautiful day at Bunker. A couple of seniors leading the way for the Cardinals. First up, we have Abby Semensky. She had to swing the sticks a few more times than she would have liked. Finished the day with a team high 59. She was paired with classmate Lily McKenzie, who turned in the best score of the day for the home team. And check out the putt. I'm a fan. She turns around, fires it left-handed. Nothing but cup. She finished the day with a 50. The team is a nice balance of senior leadership and young talent, and freshman Avery Anderson has proven that every match. She has another solid round against Maple Grove, posting a 51, just 1 stroke behind Lily. And now we have junior Caitlin Davis, and this, boys and girls, is how you chip and run. She got the distance just about perfect, leaves it just right of the cup. She'll tap it in from there. Part of a round of 57. Sophie Abels, another junior, showing steady progress throughout the season, proving she's ready to take the reins for the Cardinals next spring. She also posted a 57 on Tuesday. Finally, Keelan Price, the third senior in the top 6 for the Cardinals. She posts a very solid 54 at bunker. Team scores at 212, which is pretty close to their scores in their 3 wins, but well shy of Maple Grove's 154. And I love Coach Keeney sends great emails. He has great updates. I love her little jump. Excited to be done with that hole. And he said, we were just a mere 58 away from upsetting Maple Grove.
That's an impressive score for Maple Grove, for sure.
Really
impressive.
impressive.
I mean, it's tough to beat something like that, a score like that.
Yeah, they play pretty well over there. The girls are at Centennial, which, oh wait, I got another one to talk about.
Oh yeah.
This was on Monday. It ended up being a tri-meet, which they score, I believe, as a double duel. So essentially, it's Coon Rapids against each of these teams. That's at least the way I put it on there for the record. They did post a 195, which was very solid. And they improved their record to 5-1 on the season. Avery Anderson had a 40, which is just 4 over. So I believe best round for the team possibly this season so far. Lily McKenzie kept her score in the 40s with Anderson posting a 53, Sophie Abels a 54, Semensky a 60, and Severson finished with a 66. Now they are at Centennial today, Tuesday, and they will host Anoka on Thursday. So schedule's getting busy, getting crowded.
Yeah, beautiful weather too for them, so they're able to get out and play.
Boys lacrosse team last week took a good run at the Blaine Bengals, but came up short, losing 15-12. Brody Herzog had 4 goals. Toby Tranby had 3 goals and an assist. Cockler had a hat trick, a goal and an assist for Lebansky and also for Brown. Then on Monday, they took on Saturday, they took on Hopkins St. Louis Park. They got a win, 18-13. Toby Tranby had 6 goals, Caden Conkler 4, Brody Herzog 3, 2 each for Quist and Brown, improving their record to 3-5. Then on Monday this week, just yesterday, they lost another tight one, 14-12 to Champlin Park, falling to 3-6. Toby Tranby had 4 goals and an assist, 2-2 for Conkler, 2 goals and a helper for Herzog. And Person had a couple of goals, Quist a goal and an assist. And that's 2 games to conference opponents losing by a combined 5 goals in the last week. And that's a little tough to swallow. But the way that it goes, they host Forest Lake on Wednesday, and then they are at Armstrong next Thursday, actually.
Yep. Well, the girls lacrosse team also started its week on Wednesday on the road against a very solid Andover squad. The Huskies were 2-3, but both wins were in conference play, while their losses included 2 top 10 teams in Minnesota and a highly ranked squad from Hudson. Still, they'd been outscored 27-2 in their previous 2 games, and SLPCR was hoping to cash in on that trend. We're going to pick up the action early in the first long run for Katie Wiegand. She slices right through the middle of the Huskies' defense, fires high, and this game is tied. Well, just seconds later, Grace Schmidt follows her lead, weaves through the defenders, scores over the keeper's shoulders to put SLPCR in the lead. And they're going to build on it. We're early in the second. Schmidt again, this time working the left side, and she sneaks it in from a nearly impossible angle. It's 4-1. But Andover battles back before the break. Good movement to find Ella Thorson at the doorstep. She bounces it past Romaker, ties the score at 4. Fast forward to the 4th quarter. Huskies starting to pull away. Caitlin Eisinger left alone in the hole. She turns and scores to give Andover the 6-4 lead. They keep the pressure on. Mila Evers working hard out of the corner. She's able to find a good shooting lane. She doesn't miss. Home team up 3. SLPCR is a quick answer to that one. Less than 30 seconds later, they feed Kylie Dorr, slashing her way into the middle. She shoots and quickly scores. That sparks the comeback for the visiting squad. Schmidt with a free position. She goes right at the keeper, whistles one past her ear. It's a 1-goal game with lots of time left, but unfortunately, that was the final score. SLPCR is going to fall 7-6.
Then on Saturday, they hosted Hopkins, lost to the Royals by a 9-3 score. Edwards had 2 goals, Post had the other. Clarkson made 10 saves in the loss. And then on Monday, they got thumped by Champlin Park 16-3. Fall to 2-7 on the year. Champlin Park, the perennial power in the Northwest Suburban. So would have liked a better score, but not surprising to see a loss there. They host Anoka on Wednesday. They're at Breck next Friday. But that is going to do it for this edition of Sports Night. Here's what we got coming up. Boys lacrosse against Forest Lake on Wednesday. Softball on Friday the 16th under the lights at Sand Creek against Two Rivers. And then we'll see some playoff action, softball, baseball, what have you. That's going to do it for this edition of Sports Night. I want to thank everybody out for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.